Welcome to the Healing Heart podcast, where all healing is always a matter of the heart. I'm your host, Donna Campbell, also known as the Mind Whisperer, interviewing guest experts on all matters of healing. Hi, and welcome to this episode. My guest today is Christine Lennips. She is a herbalist from Hanover, Ontario, Canada. And she has been helping people with their health for over 35 years. Now, as an herb specialist, Christine assists you in restoring back to your life with optimal health. And using different modalities, she is able to help people get to the root cause of their symptoms and improve their health naturally. So welcome here to the show, Christine.
Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Yes. So I want to know more. Of course, I'm just going to dive right in. How did you get interested in herbs, herbology, being an herb specialist, and then helping and using that to help people get to the root cause for their symptoms?
Certainly. It started with my own health. I was 16 years old. Well, it happened before that, but particularly then. 16 years old, I'm in high school. I've got like 5 low-grade headaches that would come and go throughout the day. Went to the medical doctor. It was Tylenol or some sort of over-the-counter prescription that he had suggested. And it wasn't actually doing the job either. So it was my chiropractor that said, well, your parents are doing something with herbs. Why don't you go to the same person that they're working with, see if they can help you? And that's exactly what happened. I got help. And so, 16 years old, starting to work with supplements, it's like, okay, that's kind of weird, but I needed help. I needed something to be able to make a difference. And for me, covering up the symptoms of that pain wasn't the answer. Actually, I lived on a dairy farm. So literally parasites had moved and through the bowel had gone actually up to my brain and were killing off brain cells. So not very good. Definitely not a good idea.
No.
So really glad we put a stop to that when we did, because I don't even know if I'd be alive today. That was 40 years ago. So of course, as you're having improvement in your own health, you tell other people. Now I was really shy in that, but mom and dad were happy with my results. The chiropractor could tell a difference. Other people around me could tell, I had more energy. Goodness, in school, I actually could make it through lunchtime. I didn't have to go to the health room and lie down for a nap. There were so many different aspects. So you really can't shut up about something like that. And thus began the business. Because as I'm having improvement, I tell others, I actually help them to improve their health with whatever concerns they've got, and so on and so on. And so it built up into a really strong part-time business. And now, again, I'm 56. So we are talking about 40 years later. And it's all the process along the way, all the education, the studies, whatever I could get my hands on, the courses, and the personal experience with my clients. I mean, I draw some very unique people to myself. They use words like strange and weird, but unique just sounds much more positive. Right. And every person is unique. So it's really valid. So the success rate that I have with my clients just keeps me drawing on. And I often tell people, my DNA had this silver gold thread through it. There's no way that I could live my life without helping people with their health, because this is just so meant to be. And that's why I'm passionate about it. I've had so much improvements and my clients have had so much improvements. And I'm out now to tell the world, hey, maybe I can help you too.
Right. So yes, share with us a little bit of how you help the clients with their health, with the herbs, matching all of that up. What would a typical client session with you look like?
Sure. So the first appointment takes longer than the rest of them because it's a discovery session. We need to get familiar with each other. I've got to look at everything you're already using. So some people are doing nothing. It's like, hey, I need to look after my health. Some people are using medications and only a bit of supplements or no supplements. But the lovely thing is I can work around those medications because I can't change those. So the nice thing is, it's like, well, I'd really like to not be on the medications. Okay, but your body actually needs them right now. Let's use supplements alongside of, maybe not at the very same time of the day, but we can still bring it along when they match together. And so when I first visit with somebody, whether they come into my office personally right here in Hanover, Ontario, Canada, or whether I'm doing something virtually, usually in Canada or the United States. And with that, you have your supplements sitting around you. And we actually do something called applied kinesiology. It's muscle testing. And what's super exciting, and I really didn't know this before COVID started, this is an energy work. I knew that, but I thought you had to physically be in my office and I had to touch your hands to do this. No. You're there, I'm here, you can hold something to your body there, and I can get a result right here where I am. So with applied kinesiology, for some people, you might know about it, and you use your arm, and we push down and you resist. And when your arm is strong, that means that you do need that product. When your arm is weak, you don't need that. Now, a lot of people have shoulder problems. So I use the hands instead. So if you were in front of me, your thumb and finger is together, and I put my two thumbs between. Virtually, I'm just doing this. And you can actually have that response. So if you've got an arsenal full, like your cupboard's got all sorts of stuff in it, well, guess what? That's all sitting beside you. We check every single one, and you get your yes and no piles as such. So we start somewhere. We start where you're at, and we look at, are you missing something? Now, I do a lifestyle analysis questionnaire as well. So it's kind of like symptom questions, but we're not looking at symptoms. We want to just find out root cause. So you mark the boxes. Yes, that's an issue for you, but they're related to different parts of different body systems. So I do that. I do this applied kinesiology. We find out if there's something missing. I have a favorite product line that I work with, but we do your things first. And then we find out, okay, is there something that you're missing? Like, where's your digestive products? Like, you're complaining about your tummy and everything. Where's the digestive things? I don't see anything in front of me here that you've presented to me that you're using for it. And not everybody understands what symptoms are related to what body systems. I can give you one example of low energy. Well, that's related to digestive system, immune system, glandular, hepatic. So, and there's one that I actually forgot. There's really 5 of them. So the idea behind that is, well, which one? Or is it a few of them that are weak? Because if you've been ill for a while, or you're just not great for a long period of time, the body systems just don't work as well. And you've got a lot lower of vitality. So we need to do multiple things to come up, but your body will choose what its priority is. You may think you want to work on something, but that is not necessarily what your body is going to say it wants first.
Yes, absolutely. And everything that you're saying and sharing is an absolute truth, because my own healing journey resonates, switching off of Western medicine to natural healing. And then, of course, using a kinesiology. The person I went to did a lifestyle intake, strangest questionnaire ever that I sat and talked about for an hour and a half. And because I had already gone cold turkey off of all of my medications, and it'd been that way for a couple of months, she's like, here, you need this bottle of digestive enzymes. And in like 3 months, everything had shifted and changed in my life. And it was truly an amazing process, which is what started my healing career as well, and studying a lot of different things. So you're right on point with all of that there. What is your favorite herb to use? I have to know.
Yes. As a single, from a herb standpoint, it's ashwagandha. It's a very interesting herb because it helps you increase your energy. It also helps to calm you, the very same thing. And it's an adaptogen. So it helps everything that you're using work better, more effectively. So just as an example with the ashwagandha, if somebody needs 2 a day, they typically, for my clients, they'll take it at breakfast and supper. So the morning one brings them the energy and the evening one winds them down. But once they move down to 2 a day, most of my clients have to take it at lunch so that they can still get the lull. They have the energy, but they're not too wired in the evening to actually go to sleep.
I see. So that's very good to know, because when you said low energy, I'm like, that's my husband. Yes, it's all of those systems. Yes. And then, of course, when you talk about that, I'm like, I have some downstairs in my herb collection. It might be in powder format. It might go into a smoothie and he may not even know. And just so I can get it in him, it'll be a fun experiment to try and to see with that.
Correct.
There.
Yeah.
Before we go on to our break here in another moment or two, share with me what is your favorite client story?
Oh, favorite. There's so many interesting stories. The one that's a little more prevalent for now, I've been telling it a little bit more often, being the time of year that it is, it's a virus story. Now, not what people are thinking, okay? This formula, for some people, it's the one that gives you, it's the herpes family. So you've got your chicken pox, you've got your genital herpes, your cold sores, your shingles later. It's that family. And from what we know so far, that virus doesn't leave the body. We have to dormant it. Yes. So symptoms really come into play with this one. And people notice this balloony head where it's pushing out your ears is the feeling. You ache in the neck and shoulders, and then it drops to the lower back. And as you work with that particular formula, these symptoms reverse themselves. And for some people, you can notice changes in less than 5 days.
Wow.
Now, it takes longer to dormant the virus, but these symptoms that you've got that have nothing to make any sense for that virus, that's a prime example of what occurs. And so it gets lumped in with other things that are going on in the body with the immune system. And so I'm noticing a bit more of that type of flare-ups going on right now in my office. And I have one client that would know the moment it happened. We're convinced someone he works with has it flared and doesn't know it. And he could tell. And he would just I didn't even have to be involved in the appointment. He didn't need an appointment. He would just make those changes. And so
wow.
That's a favorite formula when it comes to viruses. Yeah.
Truly, truly, truly amazing there. All right, everybody, we are going to take a quick little break here for our sponsor, and we'll be back in just a moment. Get what you always wanted. Abundant life is possible. Transform your lifestyle in just weeks with the most innovative system developed for heart-centered business professionals who seek change today. You are one step away from creating infinite prosperity, happiness, and love. Grab your bonus link now that's in the show notes. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here today with Christine. She really is a master herbalist. I know I didn't share that in her bio, but she really does have mastery with that. And what we are talking about today is helping people get to the root cause of their symptoms and improve their health naturally. So one of my questions for you, Christine, is yes, you do the lifestyle intake, you talk with the client, you understand. How do you know that you get to the root cause of what's causing havoc? Like we talked about viruses or digestive issues. It affects 5 different systems, where to start. So how do you know when you get down to that bottom?
The muscle testing, the applied kinesiology really is the best way for me to find the formula or the single herb that is best for your body. So, again, the product line that I work with the most has over 200 products here in Canada, but in the US it has over 500. So there's a lot of different options for each body system. So with that in mind, it's the idea of being able to actually, with the muscle testing, we're working from system to system. And sometimes there's an intuitive factor. Either the client has just said something that just makes the little light bulb go off, or you just have that person that, the other day, we're going to start here because that just seems very familiar with what we've been working with. But the applied kinesiology, that's really what I do use mostly to be able to isolate. It's like, okay, we know what systems are a priority based on the lifestyle analysis questionnaire, but also depending on the season, I watch for things. So in spring and fall, we're a lot more attentive to the liver gallbladder detoxification. Now, if you don't have a gallbladder, all the more important, okay? Because we really need to do that. Depending on the job that you've got, you're handling oil, grease, you spill gasoline on your hands. I mean, the moment it's on your skin, it's in the body. So the liver has over 500 jobs that we know of that it does, and don't ask me to say what they are because I really have no clue. I know some of them, but not all of them. So the liver rejuvenates itself as well. Like, I mean, let's be realistic. You excess with alcohol, or a poisoning of some kind, food poisoning, unintentional poisoning. All of that has a bearing on the liver. So it's great that it can actually repair itself. So that is spring and fall typically. So, I'd say at least 75% of my clients, even some of the children, are still doing some sort of liver detoxification. Now, gentle, not, as I tell my clients, it's not sit on the toilet and curse Christine. It's the gentle, move it along gently, not create, wreak havoc with the tummy and the bowels and everything like that. Winter and summer are more related to structural system, the bones, muscles, and the glandular. If you're wanting to lose weight, I find winter and summer particularly beneficial. But if you haven't done the detoxification, your body doesn't trust you to have a good flow through to release those toxins, because the body, as a self-preservation, puts toxins into the fat cells. And if it doesn't think that you can actually release those, get those toxins out, it will not allow to release the fat. So, people come to me going, hey, I want to lose weight. It's not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen, most likely.
Right.
So that's a roundabout way to say some of the things that I look, because I do look for certain things at different times of year. Yeah.
Yeah. So if somebody does come to you, that was going to be my next question here, and they're like, I need to lose the excess weight, what do you do for them?
Yeah. And really, for at this time, in the fall, I should say, you're going to be, in the spring, you're looking at that liver detoxification. That's going to be putting things in motion to be able to lose weight, making sure that you're actually breaking down the nutrients properly. That means having those digestive enzymes or something supportive for digestive. Now, don't get me wrong, liver, gallbladder, that's also digestive. Okay. It's just a different organ, or organs. The glandular, thyroid, adrenal tend to be prime when it comes to losing weight. So we have to be sure they're working optimally. They're stubborn. They for a lot of people, they really are. So you have to have a bit of patience. But I can still get some really decent results. And supplements, yes, but movement of the body and watching what you're putting in your mouth. The food that you're eating, making sure that it's got value in it. It's not junky, because junk food, of course, has toxins and creates toxins as we're breaking it down. But so does good, healthy food create toxins as we break it down. So again, all those processes, it's a year-round thing that we have to do. And it isn't, it's not the same for everybody. Right. I have no cookie cutter program where we do this, then we do this, then we do this. It depends on when you start with me, what season, and it depends on where you're at, how the body's working right now with you, and what's our first step, what's our next step, what's our next step. And I have a lot of clients that are baby step people. They start with 1 or 2, 3 things, and then we change things. We up or down it. We bring the next thing in. The season changes. We take something out. We bring something back. That's the type of thing that does occur with my clientele.
I love it. And I love all of it. And I could sit here and ask you a million more questions, because this is one of my most favorite topics ever. It's more of a hobby for me, but I learn and I get to grow along the way. So thank you so much for sharing all of your information, knowledge, and wisdom. Definitely tell us, how can our listeners get in touch with you?
Well, there's definitely several ways. I am on Facebook. I might be the only Christine Lennips in the world, so you can definitely find me there. I am who I am, whether it's business or personal. I don't mind if you follow me or friend me on Facebook. So that's an option. I'm on LinkedIn as well. I'm under Christine Lennips, but on Facebook also, It's About You by Christine. You can reach me by phone. You can reach me by text. The text number is 519-506-9675. And I have a booking link that if you want to get together for 20 minutes and let's just talk about your health, I'd love to do that with you. And that is bookings.christinelennips.com. So those are some of the favorite ways to get me. Email Christine@christinelennips.com. Okay, so I'd love to be able to visit with you and see what we could do. Yes. It's really exciting. I love what I do, and I'd love the opportunity to change your life the way my life's been changed.
I absolutely love it. And for all of you that are listening, or if you're driving and listening, we're going to have all of that information for you in the show notes. So make sure you grab those off of the website and get in contact with Christine. She is point on. I know I'm going to be booking my 20 minutes because I have more questions about my own life with what I'm doing to see where I can improve as well. So thank you, Christine, so much for being here today on our show.
Oh, thank you so much. It was wonderful.
And to everybody, have the rest of your day a beautiful day, and thank you for listening.